First, open the boxes and lay out all the T-top sections and hardware. Lay the T-top sections on the cardboard protected dividers that come in the T-top boxes to prevent any parts from getting scratched. Next, inspect to make sure that you have all the parts and hardware. Now, carefully read the owner's manual to help familiarize yourself with the installation of your new Pro Series T-top. You are now ready to start assembling the side uprights. Use the M10x35 side section bolts to connect the top side section to the lower side section. Do not fully tighten the bolts at this time. Next, insert the nylon washer into the hinge. Now insert the hinge bolt into the hinge and tighten the nut to the bolt. Once all 4 bolts and the hinge bolt are installed into the side upright, then you can go back and tighten all the bolts. Once you have the side uprights assembled, you're ready to put the first leg into the boat. Make sure that the hinge is to the front of the boat and that the Fishmaster sticker is to the outside of the frame.
Okay, today we're trying to figure out the best placement on this left leg for the standoff to connect the leg to the console. You can use the front leg, you can use the cross member, or you can use the rear leg. Today on this particular boat we will be using the cross member about this section here into the console there.
Now, using a Sharpie pen, mark each hole on the base plate on the deck of the boat. We mark these holes in case the upright moves so that you will not lose your hole location. Next, begin drilling in reverse to prevent spider cracking in the gel coat. After drilling 1/8 inch in reverse, you can switch back to forward drilling for the remainder of the pilot hole. Once each hole is drilled, go back and chamfer each hole with the drill in reverse to prevent cracking. Next, drill a deck screw in and out of each hole to thread the hole. Now put 3M5200 marine adhesive in each hole and on the deck of the boat. Set the side upright back into place and drill the deck screws into each hole. Do not completely tighten the deck screws at this time. Your first side upright is in the boat and you're now ready to install your first standoff. Determine where you want the standoff to go and mark the spot with a Sharpie pen. Use a hammer and tap to start the hole where you're going to drill. Now drill through the side upright into the console. You are now ready to measure for your standoff. Make sure the boat and side upright are level. Measure the distance between the side upright with the standoff flange in place and the console. Cut the standoff sleeve to the appropriate length. Insert the standoff bolt through the side upright and into the console. Inside the console, you will attach a large vacuum washer and nut. Now, go back and tighten the standoff as tight as possible. Next, go back and tighten all the deck screws. You have completely installed one side upright. Complete the exact installation to the opposite side. You are now ready to assemble the top frame of the T-top. Start by inserting the double-ended bimini sleeve and bolts to the necessary locations in the center of the top frame section as shown, and hand tighten. When assembling the top section, only hand tighten all the bolts. After all the bolts have been inserted into the top section frame, you then can go back and tighten all the bolts. Next, insert the 2 hinge bolts into the top section frame. Do not put any other bolts in the top section frame until the hinge bolts are in. Now install the M10x30 top section bolts in all the remaining holes in the top section frame. You have now completed the assembly of the top section frame and are ready to move the frame to the boat. Set the top section frame into the cradles on the top of the side upright legs. Now, measure and center the frame. You can now put the side upright caps on and insert the M8 cap bolts into the 4 holes of each cap. Hand tighten first, and once all cap screws are in, go back and tighten. Next, it's time to install the canvas. Lay the canvas cover onto the top of the T-top frame. Use 10 to 12 zip ties to hold the canvas into place. Lace the canvas to the T-top frame as shown. Once the canvas is tight and secure to the T-top frame, go back and remove the zip ties. You have now completed the installation of your Fishmaster Pro Series T-top.